Hey guys, welcome back to another video where today I'm going to show you how you can build this super efficient golden experience farm for Minecraft 1.16.3 and above. But if you'd wish to skip straight to the tutorial, then there will be timestamps in the description as well as a world download down there if you'd like to explore this farm in more detail. So how this farm works is up here we'll have the AFK area where the player will stand and allow all the zombie pigmen to spawn down there, and up there here there's also a lever, and this is what turns on the farm. And how this works is it will flip this trapdoor open, which will go up against this wall, and the wall will change its look, and that will send an instant update all the way down here into this observer, which will activate the sticky piston. And what this will do is it will open both of these trapdoors so that the skeleton can see the iron golem back here, and the witch can see the skeleton. But basically, the skeleton will try to shoot at the iron golem, but can't because the witch is in the way, and the witch will actually get hit instead. And this will activate this trapdoor, which will push this zombie pigman up here through this little contraption right here, which will put him right in front of this little spot right next to the skeleton. And the witch will be angry at the skeleton and try to throw harming potions at it, because we actually have this skeleton on less than 8 health, as you can see if I get its health right here. Then he has 7 health, which is less than 8, which is the requirement for the witch to throw the harming potion. And there's also requirements for the weakness and slowness potions, which are just based on distance, and they're in that little distance range where she cannot throw the weakness or slowness potions, which is great. But basically, once that happens, the zombie pigman will get up here, and the witch will be throwing harming potions at the zombie pigman to heal it, and the skeleton will still be trying to shoot at the iron golem, and that means that it will actually shoot the zombie pigman next, which will make all the other zombie pigmen here angry. They'll run over here, try to get across the skeleton over this trapdoor gap. They'll land in here, and then this thing right here is another thing that's activated by this little wall thing. If we come down here, there's another one of these sticky piston redstone block combination things, and this redstone line goes all the way over here so that it activates this hopper clock. And this hopper clock is a very small hopper clock. As you can see, there's only 2 items in here. And what this will do is it'll fire both these pistons very rapidly. So if the zombie pigmen were to fall on these little gaps, they'd get pushed into this gap. And then it also activates this piston. So if they landed here, then they get pushed into this area. And this has a bunch of minecarts in it, which will kill the zombie pigmen that land in this gap. We also have a few more pistons that are activated by this clock, including this one. And what this one will actually do is push the experience that the zombie pigmen drop, because if they're angry at something, even if it's not a player, the game will count it as a player kill, which means they'll drop experience. And then the XP orbs will be pushed down here, and this is also activated by this clock. And the the experience will land down here and get pushed into this nether portal. And on the other side of this nether portal, we have this little area right here. And because they have momentum going to this side from the slime block, they'll be pushed in here and go up this water stream and then be pushed back across by this water. And also we don't have to worry about this thing being unloaded, because when something goes through another portal, it stays loaded for a little while on both sides of the nether portal so that it won't mess anything up. And basically, we have enough experience levels coming through this portal to keep it from stopping to load the chunk, and that means that the experience can get through this freely, and then come up to this portal right here, which actually connects to our AFK area up here. So you'll just be standing here, and the experience levels will be put right into your inventory, which is very nice. So if we come back down here, we also have to deal with the items, and there's a lot of items in this farm, so we actually have to split it into a bunch of different hoppers. So as you can see, we have this hopper minecart right here, which is on top of this trapdoor, which keeps it raised a little bit so it can pick up a lot more items that land on this little area. And then it's also above these 2 hoppers, so that will split the items into both these hoppers into these chests. And then over here, we have this hopper minecart, which is on a half slab, because this had to be raised very high to be able to pick up the items. Before I was using a hopper, and that wasn't going to work because sometimes items would actually be pushed across by the slime block at the perfect time so they can get through the nether portal, and then a bunch of stray items would get into the player's inventory while they're AFKing, which isn't as convenient as having them all in one chest. So now with this hopper minecart, they'll be going into this hopper and into this chest. And because there are fewer items that will actually make it through this little slab gap, instead of going straight into this hopper minecart, we only need to have 1 hopper down here rather than multiple. And then once the player wishes to turn this thing off, they'll just activate this lever once again, and it will go down the same signal place again, and it'll be left in the state that it's in currently with the redstone blocks out, and then all of these things will stop working, and the zombie pigman will fall back down here. Eventually the zombie pigman will lose its aggression, meaning that all of the other zombie pigmen will be not hostile towards the skeleton, and the farm will turn off completely. So now I'm going to show you what the farm looks like when it's in action. So I'm in survival mode right now, and if I flip this switch, then we should see all of the zombie pigmen go straight to the middle in just a bit, as you can see. And then after this, there should be a time period in between, and then we should be getting a constant flow of experience levels, because it has to take time to actually start coming up to the other portal. And as you can see, we're starting to get some experience levels, and it should become a constant stream in just a bit. Yeah, as you can see, now we're getting a constant stream of experience, and then when we want to stop this, we can flip this switch, and then after a little bit, this should stop, and the zombie pigmen should stop being angry at the skeleton in the middle. Okay, so as you can see, the experience stopped coming through the portal, and all of these zombie pigmen stopped moving. And now for the materials, if you'd like to look at the chest in more detail, you can just pause the video and do just that. So here is the first chest. And then in this one we have the rest of the stuff. A few things I have to say about this is these can be any type of slab, this can be any type of full block, this can be any type of full block, but this one has to be solid. This can be any type of glazed terracotta, this can be any type of glass pane, this can be any type of transparent block. And then in this chest, we have the rest of the stuff. We have these items right here. They can be any type of item. And we also have the piglin. This needs to be able to pick up items so we can put armor on him. And then we need a name tag and a witch to go with the name tag. And then we also need a skeleton, which either needs to be able to pick up items or you would need another name tag for him. And then we have this carved pumpkin, which goes on the skeleton. And the other carved pumpkin will be on the iron golem, and that's what these blocks of iron are also for. Then there's 2 hopper minecarts and 24 normal minecarts. The first thing you're going to want to do is find a piece of bedrock that is on the highest layer possible, so you can tell that it's on the best layer by looking at it, and in the left side it will say targeted block, and the middle value should be 127, and then all you have to do from there is build ladders going up to it. You can close that and then purl into it and then jump, and you should land on top of the bedrock. And once you're up here, you can just build a portal. You're also going to want to make sure that your biome is the nether waste, as you can see in the right side near the bottom. My biome is nether waste, and you're also going to want to make sure they have a pretty big area of nether waste around you. After that, you're going to want to place 2 double chests, just like that, and then another layer of double chests on top of those. Then place hoppers going into all of those. A trapdoor right here, a temporary block right here with a rail on top, and a hopper minecart right there with a temporary chest right there. And to push this minecart into the chest, so it's a little bit off to the side, and then you can break all of these blocks. And it should land on this little trapdoor, so it's above this hopper by a little bit. Then you're going to want to place a temporary block right here with a block of glazed terracotta right there, a block above that, a block above that. You can break this and put a piston facing downwards, break this and replace it with a lever, and then activate this, deactivate it, and you should have a hopper minecart inside of this glazed terracotta. Once you've done that, you're going to want to place a double chest right next to that with a hopper going into it. Then place a block right here with a slab on that side and a chest right there, and place a rail on top of this block with a hopper minecart on top of that, and it should get pushed to the side by the other hopper minecart up here. Then you can break this rail, break this block and the chest, and then you're going to have to go out from the side and up above this block, place a glazed terracotta right here, a block right here, a block right there. Then you can place a piston facing downwards with a lever on top, and then activate and deactivate it, and then put another piston down here because we need to push down again, and then activate it and deactivate it once again, and then you can break all of these temporary blocks. Then you're going to want to place a temporary block here with 2 more on top of that, a piece of glazed terracotta right there, and you can break these blocks and place 2 more temporary blocks right there, then place a piston right there with a lever on top and activate it and deactivate it. So it's just like that. Then you're going to want to come over here and place a ice block right here. It can be packed ice or blue ice. It can't be normal ice because that would melt, because we're going to have a nether portal right next to it. Then you're going to want to place blocks on either side. This one should have a slab on it. The other side does not need to, because we're going to have a little area on top of that. Then you're going to want to come over here and go up 1, 2, 3 blocks from that one, and then go to the side 1 block and around, and then 2 just like that. So there's 2 blocks like that, and place slabs on either of those. Then you're going to want to go up here, and you're going to want to bring this 1 block above this slab so it looks just like that. Then you're going to want to come down here and place a leaf pattern just like that in a circle with a slime block in the middle. Go 2 blocks out from it and place a sticky piston facing towards the center of it, just like that. After that, place a block right here and a slab right there, and then a block right here. Then you're going to want to place a rail right here, a block right there, and a piston, and you can break this block. Then you're going to want to place 24 minecarts against this rail. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. And then you can break this rail and put a block on that side so the minecarts can't get out. Then you're going to want to surround this piston entirely with blocks, just like that. And then you're going to want to place a block right here and a block right here, as well as blocks right there, and bring these up to this height, except for this one over here. And then you're going to want to go to the side just like that. And this one, you're going to want to bring up 1 more block and put a block on the other side, just like that. Once you've done that, you're going to want to place a block right there, and then place a piston against that, break this temporary block, then place 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks on top of this piston. After that, you're going to want to come to all these sides and place blocks on the edge of all of them. And then you're going to want to place sticky pistons facing inwards on both of those, and then you can break these temporary blocks. Once you've done that, you're going to want to go 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks up with walls, and you're going to want to do that for every single one of these pistons. Just like that. Then you're also going to want to place slabs on the ones that are closer to this piston over here. And the reason we're not putting slabs on this one is just going to be blocks above them, so mobs wouldn't be able to spawn on them anyways. Then come over to this piston right here and go 1 block below it and 1 block to the side, and then 1, 2, 3 blocks outwards, and then you can break all of these blocks except for this last one, and place a block of redstone against that with a slab on top, and you can break that block. Then you're going to want to go 1 block to the out and 1 block to the side. Break this block, go 1 more block outwards, and then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 blocks in this direction, and 1 block inwards, and then place redstone dust on top of all those blocks. Once you've done that, you're going to want to come over here and place a solid block against this, then a temporary block right there with a block below it, another solid block on this side, break this block and put a redstone repeater in the middle. Then you're going to want to do the same thing again, but facing this direction, so a temporary block right here, solid block on this side, block below it, break this, and put another redstone repeater going inwards. Then you're going to want to place a piece of redstone dust on top of this block, and a block going 1 block diagonally from this block with a comparator on top of that. Then go 2 more blocks outwards and a block right here, and do the same comparator thing with the redstone dust on the top. Then you're going to want to place a sticky piston facing this direction, as well as one facing in this direction, with a redstone block on top of that. Then you're going to want to grab a hopper, and you're going to want to put 2 facing into each other in the middle, just like that. And you're going to want to put 2 items in this one on that side. Then you're going to want to come over here and grab a redstone torch and place 1 right there and the other one right here. After that, place a temporary block right here with a solid block below it. Break this temporary block and place another temporary block right there with a block below that, and break that block. Then you're going to want to go 1, 2 blocks out from that, place a solid block right there, and then go 1, 2, 3 blocks out from that. Then you're going to want to go 1, 2 blocks out from that, and place a solid block right here with a slab on top of that. Then you're going to want to come over here and place redstone dust on all of these blocks, including this one down here, and then go all the way around until you reach this block and place the redstone repeater on 2 ticks. Then you're going to want to come over here and place a transparent block on top of that, and then a block right here with a temporary block right here a solid block against that, break this, and place another temporary block right here with a solid block on the side of that and a block below that. And you can break this, and then you're going to want to place a piece of redstone dust right here and a redstone repeater on 2 ticks right there and a piece of redstone dust right here. And make sure that this piece of redstone dust is actually on this mode where it makes a little plus sign and not this mode, because otherwise it won't power this piston or this solid block right here that powers the other piston. Once you've done that, you're going to want to place a temporary block underneath this redstone torch and a solid block beneath that. Then break this block and place another temporary block right there with a block underneath that. Break that block and go 2 blocks outwards and place another temporary block with a block against that. Break the block and go 1, 2 more blocks outwards, and then go until you meet this block over here. Then place redstone dust on every block except that last block that is skipped, and then place a redstone repeater on this block that is on 2 ticks, just like we did on the other side. Then come back over here and place a transparent block on this block with a block against that, and a temporary block on top of that with a solid block on top of that. Then break this block and put another block right here and 2 target blocks against that. Then you're going to want to place a piece of redstone dust right here, skip that block, and place 2 more pieces of redstone dust on those blocks, and on this one, place another redstone repeater on 2 ticks. Then come over here and place a solid block right there, with a temporary block right here, with a block below it, and a block above it. Then you can break this block and put another block against this block that has a piston underneath it. Then you're going to want to place a redstone repeater on this block that is on 2 ticks, and a piece of redstone dust on top of that, another piece of redstone dust over there. Then you're going to want to continue this line until you reach this block and place a solid block right here, then place redstone dust going all the way across this line. Then you're going to want to place blocks on either side of this 3-high pillar, and then slabs on top of all of these blocks, and slabs on the outer sides, and temporary block in the middle with another slab on the outside, just like that. Then you can break this block and place a trapdoor against this block and close it, just like that. Then place a block down here. Then you're going to want to come around to this side and place a temporary block right here with a trapdoor against that. And you can break that temporary block and open the trapdoor, and then place a trapdoor right there, and open both of those, so it looks just like that. Then you're going to want to come over here and place a temporary block right here with a block against that. You can break this and place a slab on top of that, and then place another block right here, and you can break that. Then you're going to want to place a trapdoor against this block and open it just like that, and place another trapdoor against the bottom of that trapdoor. Then place a slab against that trapdoor with a block right there, and a block right there, as well as a block right there, and a block on this side as well. Then you can break this block and put slabs on both of those sides, but not on this block. Then you're going to want to put a wall right here and a block right here with another wall on the other side. Then you can place a block on top of it and a block below it, and then place a block to the side and a slab to the side, and then break those 2 blocks. Then place a block right here with a slab right against that, and you can break that block and place another block right here with another slab on this side, and then fill the rest of them in with glass panes. Then you're going to want to go 1, 2 blocks downwards and break those blocks. And then you're going to want to come back over here and place a block right here and open this trapdoor. After that, place a block against this block and then place a ring of blocks going around it. Then you can break this middle block and place a slab only on this block on this side. And then you're going to want to place a temporary block right here with a block below that and a block below that, and then a sticky piston facing upwards against that block. Then you can break all those temporary blocks, and then place a slime block right here with a rail on top of that, just like that. After that, place a solid block against this block with a piece of redstone dust on top of that, a block of redstone on top of that, and a slab on top of that. Then you're going to want to place a line of blocks just like that, and a solid block right there, and a temporary block on top of this with a slab, and this should be a top slab. Then you're going to want to bring this redstone line all the way over here, and place an observer against this block, a block right here, and a solid block on both of these blocks. Then place a slab on this block and redstone dust on all of the other ones. Then you're going to want to place note blocks on both of those blocks and 2 droppers facing into each other, just like that. Then you're going to want to place a item of any kind in this dropper on this side. And then you're going to want to come over here, place a temporary block, place a block below that, and then place a solid block right here with a slab on top, break this block, and put a comparator facing into the solid block. Once you've done that, you're going to want to place a redstone torch against that block, and then come down here and place a block right here with a block beneath that, and this block should actually be an observer facing upwards, and then place a piece of redstone dust on top of that, then place a solid block right here with a note block right there and a slab on top of that note block, then place another observer right here with a block right there, and then place a temporary block right here with 2 blocks going out of it, just like that. You can break that block and put redstone dust on both of those blocks. Then put an observer going out of this redstone dust and a block against this piston with a redstone repeater against that, and this redstone repeater should be on 4 ticks. Then you're going to want to go over here and bring this observer line up until you reach this trapdoor area, and it should be facing upwards, and then you're going to want to go to the side just like that and place a slab on top of this observer right there, so this should be facing into this trapdoor. Then you're going to want to place a piece of string against this slab, and then an observer facing upwards against that piece of string with a solid block on top of that and a slab on top of that. After that, we're going to want to get all of our mobs in. So to do that, we're going to need a skeleton first, and it needs to have an unenchanted bow, just like that, and he needs to be able to pick up items or to have a name tag on him. So you can either put a name tag on him or make him hold something like a pumpkin on his head. This guy can't pick up items, so we'll just get a new one. This guy can't either. It's a pretty low chance for them to be able to pick up items. This guy can't either. There we go. So we got a skeleton that can pick up items, and if you have a lot of name tags, you could just name tag the skeleton as well. Then you're going to want to get in your pigman, so you'd spawn him down here, and you'd want to make sure before you got him into the farm that he could pick up items, but in this case it's just random, so we throw all of his armor down right there. We actually got really lucky and got one that could pick up items on the first try, and that's the armor that you give him. Then you're going to want to spawn a witch over here and name tag it. Its name doesn't have to be witch, that's just what I chose to keep things a lot simpler. And then you come over here and place a temporary block right here and make a T shape of iron blocks and a pumpkin on top. Then break this block, and then you can place an extra glass pane right here. Right now he's trying to attack the witch, so you can just push him in while he's distracted with that, and he'll land in that gap, and we can break these glass panes. Then you're also going to want to make sure that your skeleton is on less than 8 health, but obviously not on 0 health. So the minimum amount of hits that you'd have to hit him with your fist would be 13. So I'm just going to do that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And then once you got onto that health, if you have access to commands on whatever server or world you're doing this on, then you can do this, but otherwise you don't need to if you just trust that you counted correctly. So if I do this command, you would have to tab in the entity data of whatever mob that it is. It's different for each one. So if I get the data of this mob, then he should have a 7.0 value. Once you've done that, you're going to want to place a temporary block right here, and then 2 more blocks out of that, and a sticky piston right there, and you can break those temporary blocks. Then place a block right here with a wall on top of it, and then you're going to want to go up with walls until when you're standing on this block, the middle value on the left side where it says XYZ should say 248.5. So let's just go right up there. Then, once you're up here, as you can see, the value says 248.5, and then you're going to want to place blocks on either side of these walls and slabs on top of those, and you're also going to want to place a trapdoor on this side with a slab on top, and against this trapdoor, place a block with a lever right there, but then you're going to want to continue to fill in the blocks on either side of these walls. Then you're going to want to break this block and replace it with an observer that should be facing downwards into this piston, and place another observer facing this direction and one more going downwards. Then you're going to want to place a solid block right here with a temporary block right here and a note block below that and a piece of redstone dust on top of that note block. Then you're going to want to place an observer facing downwards from that, and then a solid block right here with a note block right here and a slab on top of that, and a sticky piston facing towards this redstone block underneath that note block. After that, you're going to want to build your nether portal for the experience to go through. So to do that, you're just going to want to build a portal right here. So 2 blocks from this ice block, and then 1, 2, 3 blocks from this area. Then you're going to want to go 2 blocks over and put slabs on top of those blocks, as well as a slab right here, and then you can place the other 3 to form your portal. Then, before you actually go through your portal, you're going to want to find the coordinates of this block, and you can find that by looking where it says block on the left side, and you should get the x and z value, which is the first and last value, and you're going to want to multiply that by 8, and you go into the overworld. And you're also going to want to find which direction this block is facing towards. So we're on the north part of the portal, because that's where the experience orbs would go through, and then we're facing the west side of the portal. This is the east side, as you can see by the direction, and this is the west side. Once you've done that, you can go through your portal. So I'm just going to go in right here, and then you're going to want to mark the coordinates that you found, and you're also going to want to make sure you can remember the north and west values in my case, or maybe for you it would be southeast. It basically just depends on which direction you built your farm facing. Now that I've marked out my area where the portal should be, I'm going to want to go to Y184, and you might need to go to a different Y level depending on how high or low you started building the farm above the bedrock ceiling, but if you built it the same height that I did, then you need to go to Y184. Then, once you've made it to Y184, which you can tell by the block or XYZ, it doesn't really matter which one, because the Y value will stay the same. But if you look at one of those values in the middle value, it should say 184. And then, you're going to want to build your portal up here, but the direction of which way you build the portal depends on the direction values that you got down there. So, I had northwest, so this would be the direction that the XP orbs would come in, and this would be the direction where the portal ends, because we were closest to the west side and that's where the portal ends. So the portal would look something like this, and the east side would be bigger from this thing. So as you can see, it would go out another block from this area because this is the east side, and the west side was the one that we were up against. Then we'd come over here and build the rest of our portal. Then you can light this as well, and you're also going to want to make the area where the experience orbs come through. So we found out that they're going to come through the north side and the west side, so that would be right here. And then we're going to want to surround this with blocks, just like that. Then we're going to bring this up to Y191, so let's do that. So now, as you can see, we're at Y191, and then what we're going to want to do is build our portal, and it should be in the same orientation as our other portal, so we can just build it just like that. And then we can also light this. Then we're also going to want to build a little area just like this, and then put a block above it, and then we're going to want to go an area out, and then place a block right here with a block behind that. Break this block, then you can break this top block right here temporarily, and put water inside of it, and it should flow over to the side, and then put this block back. And then we're going to want to come back inside of this little area, and we're going to want to fill in this area with the flowing water sources, with just full water sources. Just like that. We're going to want to leave this one flowing at the top, because that's where the XP orbs flow through, and you could also use ice or kelp or something like that to make this go a little bit faster if you have those materials, or you could just use an infinite water source in a water bucket. And once you've done that, you can come back down all the way over here, and you can destroy your original portal, because you won't be needing this anymore. Then you're going to want to build the portal up at your AFK area. So to do that, you can start by placing the block right there underneath this lever, and this is the block that we'll be AFKing on. And then we can put a block right here with a slab on top of that, as well as a 2-block high wall right here with slab on top of that. And then we can also build the portal right here, and you can just place it just like that, and put a block right there. And it's just the normal 2x3 portal, and we can take the corners off. You can keep those if you want to though. And then we can fill in this area and put slabs on top, and then fill in the back of the portal as well. And I'm actually going to light it first so that it's a lot easier to light instead of having to break a block and then light it. And then we can put slabs on the rest of it so that it's spawn proof, and it should look just like this. And then this is where you can come in and out to AFK at your farm. After that, you're going to want to come down to these walls and extend them out 1, 2 blocks, and then come this way and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 blocks, and turn again, and then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks. Then you're going to want to bring this all the way back into the beginning, just like that, and then curve back around, and then you're going to want to add 1 block to these walls. And then once you're done with that, it should look just like this. Once you've done that, you're going to want to find the center block of your farm, which is the block which your skeleton is standing on, and then on the Y level that is the same as this trapdoor down here, you're going to want to make a square that is centered around the skeleton. That should go 31 blocks out from the skeleton from each side, and also make sure not to fill in the areas that are underneath or inside of the area with the walls. After that, it should look just like this, and then you're going to want to build the walls and roof around this thing so that only pigments can spawn and no magma cubes or gas will spawn inside this thing. So to do that, we're going to want to build a wall around this entire thing with blocks and slabs on top of them so mobs can't spawn and they can't just jump out, and the babies can't walk under because we have a block right here. If we broke this block, they could walk right under. And then we're going to extend this all the way around, and you can skip the corners like I did here if you want to. Then you're also going to want to build the roof part. So to do that, all you have to do is go 1 block away from each of the walls. So 1 block from there and 1 block from there, and it should start right here, and then put a slab right there, and then every 2 blocks place another one, and then another one, and it also goes for the same way over here. So 2 blocks over here, 2 blocks over here. So you'll have a spaced out roof just like that, and continue that pattern, and make sure not to put any of the slabs that go on top or inside of the area with the walls, because those don't matter at all. Once you've done that, it should look just like this, and the farm is now complete, so you can now AFK at it and do whatever you want. So now it's time to end the video. If you liked the video, then please leave a like, and if you really enjoyed it, then please subscribe. And if you really enjoyed it, and would like to support the channel, you can now become a member to my channel if you'd like to do that. It's $5 a month, and that's US dollars, so it might be different in whatever currency you're using. Per month, you can cancel it at any time, and yeah, you'll get access to a bunch of exclusive member-only things, and it's an option, of course. So yeah, bye-bye.